Hi everybody, today I wanted to make a video and just kind of tell you, if you're thinking about moving to Thailand, there are some differences that I think you should know before you move here, because you're going to have to get accustomed to living like how the Thai people live, okay? So let's get right into it, period. The first thing is, it's not normal to have hot water coming out of your sink in Thailand. And I've stayed places where even the water coming out of the shower, sometimes it's not hot enough. So that's, if you're moving into a place out here, that's something that you really want to check, and maybe even run the water in the faucet, because they can install water heaters on your sinks and stuff, but it literally is like a water heater that you can see and adjust the temperature you're on your own. But there's been a couple of places we've stayed where even like at the hottest setting, the water was not hot enough. So it's definitely something to think about if you want to move out here. You can always, I feel like you can always get that problem solved, but it's just something to know. Next, it is not normal to have a dryer in your house. Most people don't have one. I have yet to actually see one. Even when your budget is a little higher, maybe you're still not about to have a dryer up in the house, okay? You're gonna be hanging your clothes. Like you're gonna be hanging your clothes. You'll have a washer, but you will not have a dryer. But you can always go to the laundromat, or you just have to hang your clothes like everybody else. And honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I kind of like it because my clothes are never wrinkled. So you gotta find the pros, period. And also, in pertaining to the washer, it usually is in like an odd place, which isn't really an issue. It's just more something to like note. But they usually put it in like the kitchen, or I've seen it on people's balconies. I've seen it in the bathroom. I've just seen the washer in odd places, but I think it's kind of nice. I don't know. I like our washer in our kitchen. I know it's weird, but I'm kind of vibing with it. You have to get used to rainy season. And I mean, when it rains, it pours. Like, it floods in some areas. So you definitely have to adjust to that. When I say it rains every day, like, baby, I'll be so tired of rain. I think just because it also floods, it makes it harder for us, because like we have bikes and stuff too. So that's something to note if you do want to move here or stay here for an extended period. If you come during rainy season, I would honestly recommend you just rent a car. Like, go get your Thai license. I'll post a video on what that process looks like, but go get your Thai license and go get you a car, because riding a bike during rainy season is not for the weak, okay? I don't know if y'all saw my video when it was flooding. I'm gonna post it. Look. So if that's not a reason for you to go get you a car, I don't know what it is, honey. Wash rags are not common in Thailand. You can buy them at the stores, but if you're staying like at an Airbnb or a hotel, they 9 times out of 10 will not have a wash rag in there for you, because they just don't really use them the way that we do. So you'll be using your hand to wash up, or you'll be having to use that big old hand towel, like because they'll give you regular towels and hand towels. That's what they give you. You know, those big old, they're not a full size towel, but they're like not a very small rag. That's what they give you. You can go to 7-Eleven and buy your own. You do drive on the left side of the road, but the right side of the car. So that's a learning curve for sure. We don't have a car, but I've driven my friends, and yeah, it's a learning curve. Even the thing for the blinker, like, you know how in America the steering wheel is like this and the blinker is on the left side to turn on your blinker? No, it's on the right side. Baby, we're trying to turn on our blinker and we turn on our windshield wipers, okay? You can do it and it's not that bad. There aren't really any traffic laws out here. Like, I really don't. These people just maneuver through traffic the best way that they can. I don't know. You be out there fighting for your life a little bit, especially if you're riding a motorbike. Like, you just be maneuvering, zooming, speeding. I don't even know the speed limit half the time. Like, I really don't. I just be going with the flow, doing what feels right at the time. They do have traffic lights, but they're like kind of far few in between. So you got to be careful with that. You do not wear your shoes inside of a lot of places here, which I love, actually. And I was raised that way. So, but some of y'all don't got no decorum coming out here. So you got to get used to not wearing your shoes. And even inside of the businesses here, you will take your shoes off. Like, we went into the pharmacy the other day and you had to take your shoes off at that door. You do not wear your shoes inside of a lot of places here. But you don't wear your shoes inside of nobody's house out here. Don't even play like that. You need to make sure, this is a really important one. If you come over here with any U.S. money, you need to make sure that money is in mint condition, okay? When I say mint condition, I mean mint condition. I'm not playing with you. There better not be a rip, a tear, a stain. They will not exchange that money for you. We still have like $30 in our bag that we can't exchange. These type of people do not play like that. Your money needs to be perfect. So you need to go to the bank right before you come, get some fresh money, exchange whatever. If you have any money with any tape on it, baby, they're not about to take that. Get your money situation together before you come out here, because they don't play like that. I want to throw a tip in there though. If you're already here and you did bring money that is kind of ripped, what I did, because we had hundreds of dollars that were ripped, so we weren't able to exchange. We had like $200, something crazy like that. What we did was I posted in one of the Black and Abroad groups in Wahin, which is where I'm at, but wherever you're at in Thailand, and somebody I asked somebody, I was like, does anybody in here, or is anyone here going back to America, and are they willing to exchange my American money for baht, because they're going back home? And someone exchanged it for me, so that worked out for me very well. So you could post in a group and just see if anybody is willing, but I mean, it's not a guarantee. But somebody did it for me, and he told me that he would be willing to do that for me anytime, because he goes back and forth from here to America, and y'all know America, baby, you could have half the dollar ripped off. As long as you got that half, they're gonna take that money. So yeah, that's an option that you could do if you happen to bring any ripped money over here. Bathtubs are not common here. You rarely see a bathtub inside of a home. You're gonna have a shower 9 times out of 10. Again, even the nicer homes are more than likely going to have a shower. You can find a tub in a home out here, but you have to like kind of be looking for that, and you have to really look. If you want something like that, I would say even work with a realtor, because they will know kind of like where to look at for that type of stuff. But I rarely see homes with bathtubs out here. So a lot of homes do not have an oven, guys. This is a big deal. Our house does not have an oven. A lot of homes do not have ovens out here. You can find it again, but you really gotta look. Like if you really want an oven in a bathtub, baby, work with a realtor, because they're gonna be able to find it for you. I rarely see an oven out here. It's just not common. So, yeah, that's an adjustment. That's been a huge adjustment for sure. A lot of homes don't have central air, but they do all have the little air conditioner thing. Like, I think I showed you guys that on my house tour video. They have the little singular air conditioner, and they put one in each room, but most homes do not have central air out here. But those air conditioners work really well, and I kind of like those better, because each room can kind of have their own, like for example, my daughter has her own room. I have like a little studio room that I go in a lot, and then like I'm able to kind of adjust the temperature to how I like, if I want to go in there, versus my daughter's room be freezing cold all the time. So we can kind of, instead of having one central air unit that everybody has to agree on, we can all do our own thing. So it's actually, I think they did something right with that one. You ate Thailand, period. Sometimes, depending where you live at, trash can be like a little workaround, and you have to figure that out, because they don't have trash pickup the same way in every neighborhood the way they do in America. For example, where we live, there's no trash pickup. There's no trash day. There's no garbage truck that comes around and picks up our trash for us. So we literally have to take our trash, walk to the end of the street, and then put the trash kind of like on the corner. And some homes do have where they will pick up the trash though. So I feel like that's just one of those things you want to ask when you're looking for a place, of just like, what does trash pickup look like? Because we didn't ask, and now we have to, unfortunately, walk our trash to the end of the street. So not the worst thing in the world, but it's just something to think about. Out here, you really aren't supposed to flush toilet paper, because their sewage system is just not as advanced. So a lot of times you're going to be wiping your butt and throwing tissue in the trash can. So that is something to get used to. But the good news is they do have bidets on every toilet. I mean, the public toilets, and it's not like the one that you sit down and they're like spraying you. It's like a detached, like a water hose type of situation. I've shown you guys these in one of my videos too, and they call it a bum gun. And so you pretty much pick it up, you take it, spray the area, and then you wipe. So it kind of makes the tissue cleaner, so you don't have to necessarily think like, oh, I'm about to be throwing chunks of poop in my trash can. Like, the tissue will be clean as long as you use it, which you should. Last thing that I feel like you really have to adjust to being here is the 12 to 14 hour time difference from here compared to America. Like, that has been probably the hardest adjustment, because it's so hard to talk to our family and friends. Like, it's so hard. And then my daughter has struggled with that, of course, because she wants to talk to her friends from America, and we have to be so intentional about when she can talk to them, because when it's late at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. here, they're in school. It's 8 a.m. there, so it's just that's been a super big, like, she usually can only talk to her friends and family on the weekend. Same for us. So, because when we don't have anything to do, because then she can stay up till 1, or if she might be up at 6 and I have nothing to do, or it's just, but it's still all over the place. Like, it's all over the place. So the time difference is a huge adjustment. That's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And I still hope that with everything I said, you still want to move to Thailand, because it's still amazing out here. I love it. I live for it. And particularly Wahin, Thailand. And if you're thinking about coming here, please send me a message. I would love to chat with you. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and tune in for more content. Period.